that the campaign against Carmarthenshire Council's decision has become toxic and unacceptable, and will you outline what action you will take regarding Labour Party members working with UKIP to undermine your own Welsh language policies?
I agree. I agree that the situation in Llangennech has become toxic. I do not think that the words used by the Leader of Plaid Cymru have helped to the situation in terms of turning us into a party political issue. There are some comments that have been made by politicians which I do not agree with. I've seen those comments, and I think it is hugely important now that calm prevails, that the toxicity and some of the toxicity that I think we last saw some years ago is now reduced, and that the Council, of course, is able to explain to people in Llangennech as well as it can. It is a Plaid Council who implemented the policy. I make no criticism of the Plaid Council in that regard, but it is important the Council are able, well, if the Leader of Plaid Cymru asks a question, she may want to listen, because it's hugely important, as she has rightly said, that the toxicity is reduced. It's hugely important now that the Council is able to fully explain, as I'm sure it's been trying to do, what its policy is with regard to Llangennech, but it is not for us to explain, it is for the Council run by your party to explain. And it is for us, of course, as a government, to enable local authorities to produce Welsh in education strategic plans so that we continue to support the language as we do, and we continue on our quest to ensure that we have 1 million Welsh speakers in 2050.
Good afternoon, Mr Hamilton.
Good afternoon, Darren.
How are we?
Not too bad.
Okay, so we're in the Assembly today, and it was brought up Llangennech School was an issue, and it came from the Plaid Cymru leader to say that things have got quite toxic in Llangennech. UKIP was mentioned, working along with Labour members, or potential candidates for Labour, working with UKIP. What's your stance on that?
Well, it's certainly true there is a toxic atmosphere in Llangennech, but that's not because of my arrival last week. It's because the intolerant Plaid Cymru members who control Carmarthenshire County Council are forcing a Welsh medium school upon parents who don't want it for their children. And this is one of the most important things in a parent's life, is how their children are going to be educated. And it's not, in my opinion, for council bureaucrats or elected councillors with an axe to grind to force their views on unwilling parents. I believe in a bilingual Wales. I fully support the Welsh Government's policy of 1 million Welsh speakers by 2050. I fully support the right of people who want to educate their children through the medium of Welsh to be able to do so. But what's sauce for the goose must be sauce for the gander, and if English-speaking parents who can't speak Welsh don't want it for their children, then their wishes must be respected. And if Plaid Cymru continues with this bigoted policy of theirs, then they're simply going to exacerbate the divisions in the community that they have created. And all I'm trying to do is ensure fair play for all parents.
Well, thank you very much. And what do you think the repercussions are of this policy for that village of Llangennech?
Well, I think that it's going to lead to a real social divide in the village, because there are parents who want an English education for their children who will now send them out of the village to school. There are Welsh medium education parents who will be sending their children into the village from other areas for schools. There is already a surplus of Welsh medium places in Llangennech, which could provide for those who feel they are not currently provided for. And what I want to do is to try to bring both sides together so that we don't have all this busing of kids in and out. They're able to get the medium of education they want in their own communities so far as that's physically possible. But you know, we've got some real extremists in Plaid Cymru. I've been told by the parents that they went to a meeting where one Plaid Cymru zealot told them that Carmarthenshire County Council should actually eradicate the English language in Carmarthenshire. And we've got Michael Jones of the Parents for Welsh Medium Education, Enni Dros Addysg Cymraeg, who has said, well, if the English-speaking parents don't like it, they know where the border is and they can go across it. Now, if anything is going to produce toxicity in the local community, it's inflammatory comments of that kind.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Neil, and we shall follow the story as it unfolds.
This story is not finished yet.
Fantastic.